This is an unexpected live, but I needed to give you guys a little update. So I'm going to wait for some people to come on. I'll just sit here and wait patiently. I know it's early too that I'm doing this live, but it's going to be the only time right now that I can do a live video for a little while probably. So hey guys, hi Deb, miss you Deb, hi Apple 231. Gonna wait till a few more people come on. I guess I can try to give you guys the view of that ocean right there while I'm talking to y'all. It's all foggy right now though. So a lot has been going on, so I want to update you guys because I know a lot of you guys, you know, you guys send me messages and comments under my videos asking about my friend, and so this is the update that I'm about to give you guys. And also need to tell you guys that a video will probably not be out this week due to what's going on with my friend. So, and then I also wanted to make this video right here for even the people that don't show up on this live video. They can go back and watch this video, because I didn't want you guys to be worried about me when I don't have a video coming out this weekend. I have videos that I need to edit and stuff, but due to what's going on now, I'm not going to sit down and edit a video, because it's not good. So, first of all, I want to say thank all of you guys for keeping my friend in y'all's thoughts and prayers. I made a little community post not too long ago that hospice was recommended to be brought in, and so we all know what that means, you know, when hospice is suggested. Let's go ahead and just, it was a hawk. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into this. So my friend has been back in the hospital for 5 days now. So 5 days ago, you know, I check his vitals every single day. Before he went into the hospital, I could see that he was weakening and getting into a fatigued, weakened condition. So I started checking his vitals a little bit more. But this one night when he went to the hospital, I noticed something was off with him. He just didn't seem right. His breathing didn't seem right or anything like that. And I had just made dinner, and we were eating dinner. And so I stopped eating right away, and I just started checking his vitals. He didn't feel good, so he laid back down in the bed, and when he laid back down in the bed, he got underneath 2 blankets because he was freezing. Mind you, his white blood cell count was at 0.5, his red blood cell count was at 2.75, and his platelets were at 31. And if you're not familiar with that, that's very low for everything. So I figured that's why he was freezing. He had the heater up in the house to 79 degrees. When he laid back down in the bed and got underneath the covers, I took his temperature, and it was at 103. And I was told by multiple doctors that if his temperature got to 100 degrees or more, that he needed to be rushed back to the emergency right away. So I gave him the benefit of the doubt with the heater on in the house. He had a long sleeve shirt on, and the blankets. So I took the blankets off of him, I took the shirt off of him, turned the heater off, and tried to get the temperature, you know, the body temperature back to normal. I Googled how long it takes to get a body temperature back to normal, and it said 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm frantically checking his temperature every 5 minutes. He did not want to go back to the hospital. It was a struggle. He was frustrated. He absolutely did not want to go back to the hospital. But his temperature got up to 104.7. Yes, 104.7. And that was past the 30-minute mark. So, some coaching and talking to him and him being frustrated and all that, we had to call the ambulance. So he gets to the hospital, his temperature is still at 104. So long story short, he's been in the hospital for 5 days now. First day was okay and everything. They were just trying to stabilize him and everything. He has lymphoma cancer. They were trying to stabilize him, everything. The second day, hallucinations started happening. He was having 100% hallucinations. I was going up to the hospital multiple times a day and staying for like sometimes 3 hours, just hoping that the hallucinations would stop. He had no neutrophil cells, none. It was at 0. So they had him on antibiotics for that, and they had him on white blood cells stimulants and stuff. But the hallucinations had started, and that was 4 days ago. And long story short, we'll just say today is day 4, and the hallucinations are still at 100%. He didn't recognize me a couple of times. He didn't know who I was a couple of times. That was a little heartbreaking. He obviously every day thought he was somewhere different. He didn't know he was in a hospital or anything. He thought he was in a storage room one time, and then he thought he was in a restaurant one time, and so on forth. I know I say that a lot, sorry. So I talk to his oncologist on a daily basis, given his oncologist, hi Dutchman, given his oncologist daily updates, you know, like I talk to his oncologist every single day, even while he was in the hospital giving updates. So oncologist decided that chemo needed to stop, no more chemo, and that he just wasn't doing good. And I literally have been going up to the hospital so much trying to hope that he had snapped out of these hallucinations and was comprehending things. Yesterday was a bad day, by the way. Yesterday morning when I was up there, his hallucinations were so bad that he thought people were trying to harm him with the medication that he's supposed to get and the food that, you know, that they were trying to feed him. So I had stepped out for a minute to go call my aunt, and when I came back up, the nurse looked at me and said, "Thank God you're here. He's been throwing stuff." Like, and my friend doesn't have a mean bone in his body, by the way. I've never even seen my friend mean. But he started throwing things in the room, and he was freaking out, and he thought people were trying to harm him. He didn't know who I was. He thought for a minute that I was trying to harm him. Finally, he snapped out of it and remembered who I was. I was able to give him his medication. He won't eat. He hasn't been eating for the last couple of days. It's been a rough last couple of days, because I've been going up there every single day, multiple times, dealing with this. Today, we had hospice come into the hospital room last night, or yesterday, so his best friend came up to the hospital, and we finally had hospice come in and talk to us. My friend could not comprehend who they were, why she was there. He couldn't comprehend any of that, so basically they just talked to us. Hospice will be dealing with me because I'm the one who's taking care of him. So we had hospice arranged yesterday. So this morning, his friend stayed over at the house last night, and, you know, is going to be staying here for a couple of days. This morning, his friend went up there to the hospital. I stayed here at the house and was just trying to relax for a little bit. And And so I let his friend go up there and deal with all that this time, because I've been dealing with it the whole time that he's been in the hospital. So his friend went up there this morning, and then the doctor called me and said that I needed to come up there because they needed to speak with me. So I went up to the hospital, and doctor came in, and basically the doctor has told us now that last night they got his white blood cells up to 6,000. Overnight, his white blood cells raised to 27,000. And that's bad. So his white blood cells went up to 27,000 overnight. The antibiotics and medication does not seem to be working anymore. He has fluid in his lungs and everything. And then the hallucinations. So basically the doctor has told us that we have two options now. And those options are, they can keep him in the hospital and keep picking and poking him and with all this medication, and keep trying to give him the antibiotics through the IVs and all that, which doesn't seem to be working, or we can let him come home and pass away peacefully. And since we have hospice involved now, hospice will bring him home. And then they said that we needed to have that talk with my friend. So I'm better at talking to my friend than his best friend is, and trying to make my friend understand things. So I had to have kind of like that talk with my friend. And you know, I told my friend, I asked him, I said, do you want to stay here in the hospital and see if we can still try to get you better, or do you want to come home? And obviously he said he wants to come home. And then I had that talk with him that, you know, I reminded him that he has cancer, and that it's now time that the cancer has won this battle, and it's time for us to stop fighting now, and that it's time for him to go be with his parents. That was a hard talk to have. And I had to, you know, I've been having to talk to my friend like a little kid over the last 5 days, because, you know, he's just hallucinating and everything. So I have to talk to him like a kid. And, you know, that's basically what I just told him. I said, it's time for you to go be with your mom and dad. And then I told him that me and his friend were going to be okay. We're going to bring him home so he can see his house, and see the ocean, and that we're not going to leave his side. At least I'm not going to leave his side. I'll be here. And that it was just time. I had to have that talk with him. And so basically the doctor said that, I asked the doctor, I said, when he comes home, are we to expect a fast decline with him? And the doctor said yes, because he's no longer going to be on the IVs or the medication. Hospice is going to choose what medications to keep him on. And then, so basically it's going to be a fast decline when he comes home. So we asked them, they gave us the option of either having him released today or tomorrow. I needed to get a few things done around this house, because I just want to make sure everything is in tip-top shape for when hospice brings him home, because that's one of the things they look at is his living arrangements and stuff too. So yes, Judy, they've already discussed morphine and Dilaudid and all that stuff with us, so that's already been discussed with us, because with his hallucinations, with him, I feel like when he gets home, I feel like it's going to trigger his memory just a little bit, because he's in his environment and he sees his home and sees the ocean. At least I'm hoping, you know, and I'm thinking, because I'm the one taking care of him 24/7. And I've already, as much as this breaks my heart to say, because I fought with his friend on this. His friend originally wanted to put him in a home, and I fought with his friend about this and said, no, he doesn't want to be in a home. He wants to pass away at his house. This is where he wants to be, and that's why I'm here. And I was going to fight till I was blue in the face for that. And when I finally got his friend in agreement with me and everything on that. But now I had to really sit down, a couple of days ago and think about the situation. If my friend is still 100% hallucinating, I physically and mentally cannot do this by myself 24/7, because that would require me watching him all day, all night, and I would get absolutely no sleep whatsoever. And so it would just be impossible. As of right now, his friend has agreed to stay here for a few days, but then he has something to do Friday night. And then I don't know if he's coming back after that. I would imagine he's coming back. So, I don't know. I mean, hospice only comes in for 1 hour to 2 hours a day. We'll find out more when they bring him home tomorrow about that schedule. But I'm one person, and I have to sleep sometimes, and I won't be able to physically or mentally watch my friend 24/7. Not with his hallucinations. I mean, he could get up and he could fall down, bust his head open in the middle of the night. He can walk out here on this balcony and God knows what. So it's just impossible. So we're just going to have to feel things out day by day. My personal opinion, because I had the talk with him today in the hospital room. I left the room, and his best friend got to have a moment with him today and say what he wanted to say to him. And then his best friend left the room and went and sat in the waiting room and let me have a moment with my friend, and I got to say what I wanted to say to him. And I basically just told my friend, it's time, let's stop fighting. Let's just, I had the actual talk with him. And he did look at me and say, okay. So my personal opinion is, I think when he gets home, he's going to be so happy and content to be home, and this is where he wanted to be. I think it's going to happen either that night or within the next couple of days. So, so we'll just have to see how it goes, so, because they will be taking him off of all the medication. I mean, they're going to keep him on some kind of medication, but that's going to be up to the hospice doctor. But the antibiotics and all that stuff that hasn't been working, they're taking him off of it. So, so I'm assuming this is all going to happen probably within the next week. I will, when he gets home and he's happy and content, I have his best friends at the grocery store right now, because we've kind of, he's been on all these strict diets for food and everything. He's been on these strict diets because of his condition and stuff. And me and his best friend have already discussed that we're just going to let him have what he wants to eat and drink. So we wrote down some of his favorite things, like this pudding and spaghetti and this Minute Maid fruit punch stuff that he likes. So I wrote down a lot of his favorite stuff, and so his friend is at the grocery store right now getting, these favorite foods. And pizza, he loves pizza too. So we're just going to let him have his favorite things. We're not going to fight him and tell him, no, he can't have this, he can't have that. Because I don't want to, so I feel like he should have whatever he wants now. So I'm going to try to, when he gets home, we're going to try to bring him out here on the balcony so he can see the ocean. Hopefully tomorrow will be a beautiful day so he can see the ocean and it's not foggy like that right there. You can't even see the ocean right now. It's so foggy. So hopefully tomorrow's a beautiful clear day, or the next day. And when he's laying in the bed, we have a hospital bed here, by the way. Um, so when he's laying in that bed and just, you know, laying there with his eyes closed and stuff like that, I'm going to just be holding his hand and just trying to tell him everything's okay, and that it's, you know, it's time. You know, I want to let him know that it's okay. He can go ahead and go. Sucks. I've cried so much I've cried, and so I tried to, you know, like with his friend and everything, you know, like his best friend hasn't been experiencing it 100%, because I've been the one taking care of him 24/7. I've been the one that's been going to this hospital every single day for the last 5 days, multiple times a day, 2 or 3 times a day, sitting there for hours with my friend and watching the condition that he's been in, and the hallucinations, and the mood swings, and the confusion, and all that. You know, I've been the one doing all this. Yes, I update his friend as soon as I leave that hospital. I call him ASAP, and I update him. I let him know everything that's going on. But this morning was the first time that his friend got to see it up front and center. He was there physically and got to see it for the first time this morning. And his friend broke down and was crying. And so it's definitely hit his friend. Me and his friend have had some disagreements lately, which has added a lot of stress on me and everything. We haven't really got along that great. We've kind of put it all aside, you know, because respectfully I said that when our friend gets here to the house, there needs to be no tension whatsoever in this house. There needs to be no frustration, no added on stress or anything. It needs to be such a peaceful environment with, you know, I'll be cracking jokes and, you know, trying to lighten the situation up and everything. I had to do that with his friend today, you know, like trying to find humor in certain things, you know, like some of the hallucinations that my friend has, you know, like I try to make jokes about it. I try to find humor in it to lighten the situation for all of us. You know, like my friend, it was kind of cute and humorous. Yesterday he was hallucinating, and he looks over at his friend and says, "Did you know that Sarah used to work for the New York Police Department?" And I was like, and his friend was like, "Really? She used to work for the New York Police Department? Um, was she a detective?" And he's like, "Yeah, she was a detective." Guys, I've never worked for the New York Police Department. I've never even lived in New York. So, you know, I try to, you know, make jokes about stuff like that and just try to find humor in things, because, you know, laughter's good medicine. So, so yeah, it's, this next, I don't know how long it's going to be, before it happens. It could be as soon as he gets home. It could be the next day. It could be the day after that. It could be a week from now. I definitely think it's going to be within the next week. And with that being said, I do have some videos to put out that I haven't edited yet. And you guys know I only went down to one video a week because I just had so much going on. But this week I'm gonna have to miss posting that video, because I'm not going to sit down right now and take a whole day of editing a video and getting it scheduled out. I'm just not going to, because my friend is more important, and that's the priority right now, is making sure that I keep my friend comfortable and try to make him laugh and coach him through this journey that he's about to go through. So that's the important thing. So I will not have a video coming out on Sunday. You know, after this is all over with, you know, I do have the 2 Jeeps out here now. I do have a really good friend of mine, Mike, in Vegas. You guys have seen him on some of my videos before. He was one of the Jeepers that came out and saw me in Sedona. He is going to fly out here when that time comes, and he's going to drive one of the Jeeps for me. And we're going to go to Vegas, and I'm going to be doing the remodeling of the new Jeep in Vegas at my friend's house. Not Mike's house, but another friend's house. So I do have somebody that's going to be flying out here where I am, and will be driving one of the Jeeps back to Vegas. And then when I get to Vegas, I'll be redoing, you know, transforming, converting the new Jeep into my travel Jeep. And then videos, you know, my channel will go back to normal. I'll start posting the 2 videos a week and doing a live video every week. So everything will go back to normal, you know, soon. So it's good that I have my friend Mike coming out too. That's going to drive one of the Jeeps back, because you guys know it's going to hit me a little. It's going to hit me, obviously, when my friend passes away. And obviously he's going to be passing away in front of me. So I'm going to be seeing another friend pass away right in front of me. I've already prepared myself for it. I'm already prepared for it. And, you know, I'm trying to be strong for my friend. I'm trying to be strong for his friend. I'm trying to be strong for myself. So with my friend Mike coming out, flying out here to drive one of the Jeeps back for me, it's going to be nice, because I'm going to have an actual person that I know that's one of my friends here with me when my friend passes away, and making that road trip back to Vegas with me. So I'm going to have that friend with me. And then when I get to Vegas, I'm staying at my best friend Brittany's house for a week, and I'm hoping to just crunch out the conversion of the new Jeep in that week. And so I think it's going to be good, because after my friend passes away, I'm going to be around friends, and I'm going to be busy with converting my Jeep. I think what's going to be hard, and when it hits me, is when I get back on the road after I leave Vegas, and I'm back out there in nature by myself. I think what's going to be hard is when I get back out there in nature, and I'm back out there on the road by myself. Obviously, when you're by yourself, your mind starts going crazy. But I'm not going to have my friend texting me anymore. Because I don't know if you guys remember or not, for the last 2 years, since I've been living in the Jeep after I got rid of the camper and started living in the Jeep, every single day my freaking friend has texted me, like, how you doing? Where you at? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. I used to get annoyed with it. I used to be like, oh my God, why are you texting me so much? But now I'm so thankful for those texts, because, you know, all my friends don't do that. And he did that every single day for almost the last 2 years. And so now that's going to be a huge adjustment in my life when I'm back out there on that road, is not having those text messages anymore from him every day. So I think that's when it's really going to hit me. I mean, obviously it's hit me already, knowing what I'm preparing for right now, and knowing that I'm about to have to go through watching another friend of mine pass away from me. but I'll be okay. um, you know, I've pulled through a lot of things in my life, and uh, I pulled through all the stuff that I went through with my dad, and then, you know, shortly after my 2 friends passing away right in front of me, I pulled through all that. It took me a minute. I slumped into a depression. Um, but, you know, I made it, my best friend Jeff, when he passed away, I made a promise to him that, you know, he was an inspiration to me because, you know, he had pancreatic cancer, and he always had a smile on his face, always. Even the morning that he passed away with a freaking smile on his face. Um, and so I had told Jeff when he passed away, and I was laying beside him, I told him, I said, you were an inspiration to me because no matter what I've been through my whole entire life, and I've had a horrible freaking life, it wasn't as bad as what Jeff went through. Meaning he knew he was dying. He knew he was passing away. But he always stayed positive and always had a smile on his face. And so I told him if I was to ever get into that depressed mood and sink into that deep, deep, deep depression, you know, I always think of Jeff, and he's my inspiration. And now the same thing goes for my friend that I have now, because he's done pretty well through this whole entire ordeal and has been staying positive. Except for over these last few days, you know, with the mood swings, but that's not his fault, you know. So so now I have 2 people that are inspirations in my life, you know. So I will definitely be okay. I'll pull through all this, you know. I'll get back to my normal schedule of getting those videos filmed. I love video and filming my videos. I love doing that, and I love, well, I'm not going to say I love editing my videos, but I'm starting to, that's like a love-hate relationship, editing my videos. But I love doing my YouTube stuff, you know, and then I love doing my live videos, because I've told you guys so many times that it's so refreshing to do a live video, and even though I'm not reading all my comments, I am glancing down there, and I can see, you know, some of the comments that are coming through, and I see that they're all positive and good comments, you know. So I enjoy that, and that's why I love doing my live videos. It's a nice distraction, and it's just awesome to have such kind people to chat with, whether I can see you guys or not, you know. So so yeah, so I didn't want, because I know some of you guys were concerned when I was only posting the 1 video. You get, a whole week was going, you know, like a whole 6 days was going by. A whole 6 days was going by without me having a video out, so some people were getting a little worried. So I didn't want anybody being worried when I didn't post a video this weekend. So now you guys know what's going on. And then that's about it. I really can't wait to get back on the road and get back into my element, and get back into nature and living in the Jeep again. I really can't wait to do that. So yeah, so that's about it. The video, I don't even know what videos I have left to edit. I think I have like 2 more videos on my laptop to edit. So I got to start crunching into that too, you know, when I get back on the road. I got to start catching up on videos to get 2 out a week. Because I got to start building up the channel again. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was great to go out to Mount Shasta. I've always wanted to see that place in that area. It sucked that I left my backpack and my hiking shoes. That sucked. And but it was still awesome to be able to go out there and see the place. I know a lot of you guys have been wondering too why little one wasn't in the last couple of videos. So when I did go out to Mount Shasta, there's a lot of places out here in California, almost every one of them, all the state parks and all that, you can't take dogs in. All the trails up there in Mount Shasta, no dogs, no dogs, no dogs. Um, so I had rented a little cabin up there in Mount Shasta for 2 days. 2 days. And I left little one in the cabin because I thought I was going to be able to go hike a little bit up Mount Shasta. So that's why I left her in the cabin. You guys know, my little one is my child, you know, so she is with me 24/7. I'm not going to leave her here at this house, and have, you know, my friend's friend try to take care of her when he's trying to take care of, you know, our friend. My dog goes with me everywhere, so my dog is always with me, except for certain situations. There's a lot of places that I can't take her because no dogs are allowed. In California, I have found out a lot of places, like trails and parks, a lot of them is no dogs. And then to be quite honest with you, another reason why I got the cabin and left her in the cabin so I could do that is because I just wanted to go have some quiet. Well, I'm not saying my dog's loud or anything, but I wanted to go have some just me time. Just me. That's it. I just wanted to be by myself. You know, I used to do a lot of meditating and everything. I meditate a lot when I'm out there on the road. And since I've been here helping my friend and everything, I haven't meditated not one time. You know, because I just wasn't in my element. You know, I wasn't in nature. And meditation was a huge part of my life and helped me get through a lot of stressful times and upsetting times, and that was one of the things I wanted to go do. Is I wanted to go up there, find a little quiet spot up there by Mount Shasta, away from people, and I wanted to just sit down and meditate, because I haven't done that in a long time, and I can't properly sit there and just be one with nature and really take it all in and really meditate when I've been going through a lot of stress and going through all this stuff with my dog, just trying to smell everything and going crazy and excited and all this stuff. So I had to, you know, had to leave her in the cabin and go do that. But she's doing good. You know, I'll go and grab her in a minute, and you guys can say hey to her. I need to give her a bath. She's a little hot mess right now. But yeah, so, are you going to Bishop? I hear Bishop's really pretty. Pacific Northwest guy, I understand where you're saying with that. He said if you're feeling so bad about it now, don't watch him pass. I say this in a nice way. I know that wasn't mean. And I understand where you're coming from with that. It's not my first time watching people pass away right in front of my face. It's already happened before. I personally hope that he passes away peacefully in his sleep. And then, you know, I wake up in the morning and then I just happen to find him passed away. But then I'm also tossed up in the air, you know, like, because I want to also be there with him holding his hand, when that time comes, to let him know everything's okay. And I want to coach him and say, it's okay to go. It's okay. You know, so he knows somebody's there with him when he's passing away. So I toss and turn about those two things. Obviously, I can't decide when that's going to happen or how it's going to happen. It's not in my hands. But I'm prepared for however way it's going to happen. And I've been mentally preparing myself for a little while now on this. Yeah. Trying to read somebody else's comments, sorry. Yeah, Greg, I had a hard time getting into meditation. That was my hard thing too, was trying to clear my mind and meditate. But peaceful music, and I really love music with like that's very peaceful and everything, with Indian chanting going on. So like stuff like that, the Indian chanting, and just very peaceful, soothing music, and female vocals just kind of chanting or whatever. That stuff seems to really work with me. But music is a huge part of my life. So um, yeah. Hi, Mike and Archie. Yeah. So the plan is tomorrow, Hospice will be the ones bringing him home. Everything is in Hospice hands now. So they will be bringing him home. We will be here at the house when they arrive. We have the Hospice doctor and nurse that will be here right when he is being brought home too. Hospice has already gone over everything with me. They are going to be sending a chaplain in to come and coach my friend and talk with my friend and everything. Now hospitals are out of the question. No more calling 911 or calling the ambulance or anything. For now on, if something happens to my friend, uh, under my care, I am not to call 911. I am to call Hospice. And Hospice comes in and they assess him and make decisions. And yeah. This is my first time dealing with Hospice, because my best friend Jeff, when he was going through his pancreatic cancer, he got to the point where he didn't want strangers in his home, and so he denied Hospice. He didn't want Hospice coming in, and he was very strict about that before his hallucinations started. So, so this is my first time dealing with Hospice. The lady I met with Hospice yesterday was very nice, really awesome lady. And they have all said that I can call them 24/7 and stuff too. So, I'm just glad to actually have some extra support here now. You know, his friend is not here that much, and you know, his friend has his wife and that he lives with and stuff, so he has her as support. You guys know I have my Aunt Cindy as my biggest support system in my life, but that's on the phone, and you know, I blow my aunt's phone up constantly, and she's a great support system. I'd be lost without my aunt for sure. Um, Definitely would be lost. But to have a physical person in front of you, and then I have you guys when I do my live videos, you know, which is, y'all are a huge support system also. But it's not the same to not have a physical person in front of your face giving you that support. And I haven't had that the whole time that I've been out here. I haven't had a physical person in my face giving me support. And so to have Hospice come in now, because they will also be giving me emotional support and everything and talking with me and stuff, is a nice, huge breath of fresh air to have physical people to actually talk to face to face. So that's going to be nice. So now we just take things day by day and go from there. And that's it. I knew this day was going to come, you know, so it was expected. But it took a drastic turn pretty fast, actually. especially with these hallucinations and the mood swings and stuff. So that was a big surprise over the last 5 days, or 4 days. The hallucinations have been going on for 4 days. He thinks the food, he won't eat either. The food, he thinks that people are trying to poison him with the food. And then obviously the pills that he's supposed to take, he thinks that people are trying to harm him with the pills and everything. I seem to be able to calm him down and talk to him a lot. Like I said, I just talk to him like a kid and try to coach him into it. You know, like yesterday it was an issue with those pills and medications, and I had to tell him that I went and investigated all the pills and the medications, and they were the correct stuff, and then I had to give him the pills one by one, feed it to him in his mouth. But everything is it's a process. So, and then as far as the mood swings go and everything, I dealt with it with my dad when he had, you know, because my dad had early stages of dementia, and mood swings was a huge thing with my dad. So I'm used to the mood swings because I know it's just them not in their right state of mind, you know. So I know it's not really them, and so I don't let the mood swings get to me emotionally or hurt my feelings or anything like that. It just upsets me a little bit to see them, you know, from somebody that I care about a lot, to see him in that condition. So, ZZ Baz, I don't know how to say that first name. Yeah, I've made a joke a couple of times that I feel like I can go into one of these hospitals and probably fill out an application for a nurse or something, and probably pass the test without going to school for it by now. I mean, it's pretty bad also when some of the nurses look at me and they don't know what to do or something, and I'm like, hold on, I'll take care of it, and then I actually end up taking care of it. So, anyways, I'll go get little one. Do you guys want to see little one and say hi to her, since she hasn't been in the last couple of videos? She needs she does need a bath, so she is a hot mess right now, so you guys ignore that, okay? I know that I need to give her a bath. She's definitely a hot mess, but she is well taken care of and well spoiled always. So let me go grab her. Hey, there I am. Say hello. Hi. Say hello, YouTube world. Hello. Hello, all my people. Hello. Oh my God. That looked very uncomfortable, little one. You say hi to everybody? Oh, you say hi to everybody. Oh, she's tired. She's tired. You say ruff, ruff, ruff. Say ruff, ruff, ruff. Say, I've been such a good little doggy, being so patient, being in this house, and Mama's been so busy and everything, but I understood that she was trying to take care of our friend, and I've been a good emotional support dog for everyone, and all that stuff. So she's been a good girl. So yeah, it's okay. See, it's been a long last few couple of months, but we've been hanging in there, huh? We've been hanging in there. You say hey to everybody right there. You say hi. You say, let's see if I can get her to growl or something, or bark. Let's see. Little one. Little one. Who's that? Who's that? Where are they at? Who is it? Who is it? What's going on? Who is that? Who is it? Oh my goodness. What's going on? What's going on? Who's there? Who's there? Oh my goodness. Who's there? Ah. So there she is, guys. I still have her. She's not going nowhere. She's been a good little doggy. She's been the best little doggy ever. So, I know she is adorable, isn't she? Say I know I'm adorable. I'd be lost without her, too. I would be lost without her. What's her name? Her name is actually Taja. But a lot of people think her name is Little One because I probably call her Little One more than I do Taja. But she knows both names. Yeah. That was one of the things that was really cute when the doctor was up there today in the hospital room with my friend. And, you know, my friend isn't comprehending a lot of things, and he's hallucinating, and, you know, nothing that comes out of his mouth really makes sense anymore. But just out of the blue, he looks at the doctor, and he said, he just starts crying. My friend starts crying to the doctor and says, I just want to go home and be with the puppy. He was talking about Little One, because Little One has been very smart through this whole ordeal. She can tell that my friend doesn't feel good and is sick. So when my friend would be having those bad days here at the house, Little One would go and cuddle up next to him and just cuddle up to him. And sometimes she'd just go rub up against his face and all that. And it was very interesting watching her with my friend. And he really loved that. He's never had any pets or anything, and to see little, you know, my little dog do that, try to take care of him and be there for him emotionally when he's not feeling good, he really loved that. And so that threw me for a loop today when my friend just started crying and looked at the doctor and was just like, I just want to go home and see the puppy or be with the puppy or something like that. I thought that was just it's so hard. That's another thing that's so hard too, is not crying in front of my friend, because I don't want to cry in front of my friend. I really don't. I just want to keep a smile on my face at all times. I want to act like nothing's going on and everything's good, and, you know, I'm okay, and I don't want him to see me sad. I don't want to see me crying or anything, so I'm always trying to keep a smile on my face. When I feel like the tears are coming on, and I feel like I can't stop them, because you guys know there's times that tears will start to come on, and it's hard to stop those tears. I will walk out of the room, and you know, get myself put together, I guess, is the word. I don't know. So, yeah. David, you got pretty close to spelling her name, actually. That's funny, because a lot of people think it's Tasha, and there's actually a J in her name. It's Tajsa. But you got pretty close to spelling that name. We got a lot of Kleenex here. So, yes, there's tons of Kleenex here. Yeah, I know, Dutchman. I know that I can cry with you guys and everything, but if I start crying, it's going to be a hot mess. And then that's going to take a while. And then you guys get to look at me for like 10 minutes, just bawling my eyes out, and my face all puffy and swollen from crying and everything. So, I'm sure you guys can see I stopped my tears. I have to take a moment and just take a little breath, and I stop my tears. I guess is the best way to say it. So, Oh, thank you, Lisa. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Thank you, Lisa, for the money for my treats. Thank you so much. I'll make sure my mommy goes buy me some treats. Somebody gave you some money, little one. She's like, I don't want money. Give me treats. Who cares about money? So, you guys have me for another 4 minutes, and then it'll be an hour, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta go get some more stuff done, and figure out something to eat for dinner. Figure that out, and then his friend should be back. Actually, his friend just texted me just a minute ago, said he's heading back now, so you guys just keep me in your thoughts and prayers for the next however long. I'm hoping that his friend stays here and helps me through this time right here. I'm really hoping that his friend stays and helps, because I'm not going to be able to do this if my friend is still hallucinating. I'm just not going to. It's going to be hard. So, because I'm not Superwoman. I can't be up 24 hours a day and go without no sleep, and that's my biggest concern. So, and then it does take a little toll on you a little bit with people going through this, with the hallucinations and the mood swings and the frustrations, you know, that person has and everything. It does take a little toll on you to deal with that too. So I'm really hoping that his friend is able to make some time to help me out over this next week, because I literally think it's just going to be within the next week. And so I can get some sleep and, you know, all that stuff. So it's definitely been a lot. I definitely say this. I have a lot of respect for caregivers. A lot of respect. You know, caregivers, if that's their profession, they don't do it 24 hours a day either. You know, they alternate and they switch, you know. They do it probably for like 8 hours and then go get sleep and then come back on the next shift or whatever. But I've been doing this 24/7. You know, he hasn't been in this bad condition all the time, you know, so it's been a lot of good days where he didn't even need, you know, me helping him to do things and stuff. Like, there was a lot of good days he was walking around this house fine and stuff, and was in sane mind and everything, and those were great days, obviously. But there's been a lot of those bad days and down days where I was taking care of him 24/7 for weeks and weeks on end. And when I say I was taking care of him, I was helping him go to the bathroom. I was bathing him. I was feeding him. I was doing everything, and I was doing it 24/7. And I almost had a little breakdown the other day because it was a lot. It does get a lot. It gets very overwhelming. But I know that this is going to be the hardest time this next week, or however long we have. This is going to be the hardest time out of all of it. Especially now since he has 100% hallucinations. So it's going to be hard. So yeah. I wish my little one, I wish my little dog could help do certain things too. Like, I wish you knew how to cook dinner sometimes, or wash dishes, or you know, clean the house. or even do some of the caregiving stuff that I did. I wish you knew how to do all that. Alright guys, I'm going to end this video. So don't forget, I do not have a video coming out this week, an edited video. Maybe I might come on here and do another live, because like I said, it's always refreshing to do live videos. So maybe I'll come on here, do another live video sometime this week or something. It might give me a little break mentally to hang out with all you awesome, kind, amazing people. Thank you. You know, I can have his friend, you know, watch him, and I can come out here, do another live video or something. But we'll see. You know, I had everything now is, we got to take things day by day. Everything now goes day by day. So, that's about it. What is that up here? Sorry, I see this little thing. I don't know what that is. And that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video because his friend just got back. And till next time. And thank you guys again. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being patient over all these last couple of months while I've been out here dealing with this and staying still at my friend's house. So I really appreciate that so much. Thank y'all for not unsubscribing and giving up on me, you know. So and thank y'all for all the kind comments and the support that you guys have shown with your comments and everything. So I appreciate you guys more than you guys will ever know. I really do. So, okay, I'm going to shut up now and end this video. So, thank you.